Wait until you hear some of these star reactions after Diddy's houses got raided. There were several stars that came out. You ever been in class, in school, and you didn't understand anything the teacher was saying? And then someone raised their hand and then said, I don't understand. And all of these other hands start coming out saying, I don't understand either. I don't understand either. No one wanted to take that chance and jeopardize getting embarrassed or ridiculed. This is what we're seeing happen in the Diddy's case. Stay tuned as we hear celebrities give their insights, give their responses to the Diddy house raids.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
You got knocked the fuck out. What's happening?
Well, you all heard Cassie, Diddy's ex-girlfriend. She dated Diddy for over 10 years. She was the first one to come out. That was the first domino to fall when she alleged that she was forced to engage in, sexcapades, and freak-offs with not only Diddy and his friends, but also male escorts. This was in November 2023. This was the first domino to fall. And then now we have all these multiple allegations, which led the authorities led by Homeland Security, the FBI, and local authorities, local police jurisdictions to go and raid 2 of Diddy's mansions. And we got celebrity responses, celebrity statements that will follow. But Cassie was the initial bold one to start all of the dominoes from falling, and her claim was filed last November 2023. Now, she dated Diddy for over 10 years, as I mentioned. She cited repeated sexual abuse in a lawsuit. She also discussed freak-offs in which she was forced to sleep with male escorts while Diddy recorded it. And there were many, many other allegations. Now, Cassie's lawsuit was quickly settled, as I mentioned, the very next day for $30 million, allegedly. Now, Diddy has denounced all claims. He's denied all claims, saying that they were meritless. But why would you go and settle for 30 large if they're meritless? And you did it with the quickness. Something doesn't sound right. Not to mention all of these other allegations that came out. They all sound similar. This is crazy. So Cassie, she also spoke out. Multiple alleged victims came forward after discussing Diddy's sexual misconduct. Now, the strange part that I just mentioned, unless all of these people collaborated, they all sound similar. Now, Cassie's statement following the news of Diddy's home raids reads as follows. We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct. See, what's done in the dark has to come to light. No one escapes life free. Not even you, Diddy. Now, unfortunately, this is all alleged, but you got all these people coming out with these convictions and with all of this supposed truth, and it's starting to all line up. It's not looking good for Diddy. Another star, ODay, she came out and reacted to the news of the investigation against Diddy. Now, ODay worked along with Diddy throughout her career. She was the lead girl of the group Danity Kane. And as you remember, they were on the 3rd episode of Making of the Band, of Diddy's Making of the Band. They were on episode part 3. She was the lead act. Right? Now, this group was formed by Diddy's Making of the Band Part 3. Now, ODay was one of the ones that condemned Diddy's behavior in support of Cassie. See, and again, this was a lot of people were hesitant because this is some very deep stuff, some very criminal stuff going on allegedly. And the people that's doing it, which allegedly Diddy is, they're not taking lightly to these people coming out with their truth and giving their 2 cents and co-signing on what Cassie said on her lawsuit. One in particular, Kimora Lee Simmons, she came out, after Kim Porter's death and indirectly saying Diddy had something to do with it, indirectly alleging. Don't you know that her house soon after was burnt down while her and her kids were in it? This stuff is serious. So a lot of people that's coming out now feel like they have confidence to come out because other people have shed light on this, and they know that so much of the media is involved. So now they feel more safe, like they won't become victimized as a result of speaking out. And ODay was one of them. Her response, now she worked alongside, again, she was the head of Diddy Kane. ODay was one of the ones that condemned Diddy's inappropriate behavior, and she supported Cassie. Now, here's ODay's statement following the news of Diddy's homes being raided. What you sow, you shall reap. She went spiritual on him, went to the Bible. I pray this emboldens all of us victims to finally speak on what we have endured. In other words, putting herself in it on us victims, what we have endured. See, some of these people allegedly have endured some heartache, some traumatizing situations at Diddy's hands, but they're too afraid because of ridicule. You heard in one other lawsuit where a young lady came out and said that she used to date Diddy. She loved Diddy. She was willing to sweep some of these allegations under the rug, but she was pregnant by Diddy and he beat her in the head and stomped on her stomach. This is crazy. So people were very hesitant to come out. But ODay also posted a GIF of the late rapper Tupac Shakur in a subsequent story and captioned the snap, "There is no too soon on this one, just too late," alleging that Diddy also had something to do with Tupac's death. This is crazy. But whatever's done in the dark will always come to light. Now, 50 Cent and Diddy appears to be on not so good terms, but how can you not love 50? Like 50 has stood his ground from the beginning, from get rich and die trying, and he's still standing his ground and he's winning. I love 50 Cent and what he's doing and how he's standing on his own. He owns his life to the fullest. And he keeps all receipts and he's not afraid to show them to you over and over and over again, right? So again, 1 month after the allegations against Diddy broke, 50 Cent announced that he was working on a documentary about the alleged assaults and will donate the proceeds to victims of sexual assault and rape, which was a great gesture. Now here's 50 Cent's comments following the news of Diddy's home raids. Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case. Now, I said this in one of my other videos, the Alphabet Boys versus the FBI. In fact, they didn't lead this. It was Homeland Security. But they don't come like this unless they already won. It's just a matter of how much evidence can we get and how much can we win by. So 50 Cent is basically saying the same thing. They don't come like this unless they really already got you, unless they already got a case. They just trying to strengthen the case that they have against you. Now, a former talk show host, McCain, she used to be a talk show host. She used to be on TV. She also came out and after the Diddy's, home raids and said that she referred back to one of Cat Williams' old interviews. Now, we all familiar with Cat Williams, the comedian, and we more so remember him from his recent interview on Club Shay with Shannon Sharp, and he gave all of the juice. He spoke truth, about the industry, specifically Diddy, and it wasn't good. So again, McCain referenced Cat Williams' interview. She said during the interview, Cat Williams spoke out against Diddy's alleged inappropriate behavior. And here's McCain's words. "We all really need to start listening to every single thing Cat Williams is saying." So in other words, Cat Williams is credible. His words are truth. And she's not the only person that said this, but she's one of the latest in saying this. This is deep and it's not looking good for Diddy. But again, whatever's done in the dark has to come to light. Every knee shall bow and every mouth shall confess. There's a spiritualness hovering over all of this. We're not simply physical beings here living on earth having a spiritual experience. No, not at all. We're spiritual beings here living on earth having a spiritual experience. The only time we come out of the spirit is when we operate through pride and through ego. And looking at Diddy's alleged behavior, it's all pride and it's all ego. So it's not foreign. It's not surprising that he's taking a big fall. Now, Diddy's plane was also intercepted on Monday, in which Brendan Paul was arrested. Now, cops say they found cocaine and weed in Paul's travel bag. Now, Paul was mentioning Rodney Jones's lawsuit. Now, Rodney Jones is another lawsuit that came out against Diddy. He's a former singer, producer that sought out Diddy because he was always a good singer and producer, started in the church, and he wanted to get help from Diddy. He thought that he would be able to take him to his success, to what he had envisioned. So he signed with Bad Boy, and he said it was nothing but a horror film after that, from being, forced to engage in sexual inappropriate activities to being raped. And he also mentioned several other celebrities that Diddy would bring over to abuse him. And this is real. So he also mentioned in his lawsuit, he brought up this guy, Paul, and said that he was Diddy's mule, providing drugs and firearms. So seems like what Rodney Jones alleged in his lawsuit may actually have been true. Like I said, all these things are aligning up. Every knee shall bow. Every mouth shall confess. Whatever's done in the dark will soon come to light. No one escapes life free. Not even you, Diddy. Now, according to Diddy's team, during the raids of the two Diddy's mansions, the agents destroyed all of Diddy's electrical equipment. Now, there were parts of computer and other equipment in pieces on the floor. It's quite obvious agents zeroed in on hard drives, which were seized during the raid. Now, Diddy has since put out a statement by his reps. He claims he was railroaded by the government. Can you say playing the victim? That's what it sounds like. Now, it appears Diddy's trying to play the victim here. I don't blame him, because Diddy's going to need all the help and support he can get if these allegations hold true.
Yes.
All right. Now, Diddy's attorney, Aaron Dyer, released a statement yesterday. There's a gross overuse of military level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residence. There is no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Now, again, you can't blame the attorney. You're supposed to put your client in the best possible position for success. So again, it sounds like they're flipping this around, trying to make Diddy the victim, trying to elicit sympathy from the public for Diddy. Now, he goes on, he adds, Mr. Combs was never detained, but spoke to and cooperated with authorities, basically saying Diddy's doing everything he's supposed to do. All right. Now, despite media speculation, neither Combs nor any of his family members have been arrested, nor has their ability to travel been restricted in any way. So if their ability to travel hasn't been restricted, if their passports haven't been revoked, then in other words, the lawyer's trying to paint a picture that it's not that severe. It's not that serious, because if it was serious, the courts would probably deem Diddy and his family a flight risk. But since it's not, it sounds like the court jargoning and positioning has already started. Now, Dyer continues, this unprecedented ambush, listen at the wording, unprecedented ambush, almost like it's a war, paired with an advanced coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meticulous accusations made in civil lawsuits. Great words, Mr. Dyer, but would you call meritless accusations? I said meticulous. It's really meritless accusations. Do you settle for millions, 30 million allegedly with Cassie if this was meritless accusations? Sound like some truth is floating in there, right? So Dyer emphasizes there has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will fight every day to clear his name. There hasn't been anything that has been proved, but settling, financially settling, civilly, indirectly, says that you were guilty in some way, shape, or form. Indirectly said, I don't want this to go to court because there's something else that I want to hide or I want to avoid coming out. Otherwise, why would you settle? So again, I know he keeps saying that these allegations are meritless, that these lawsuits are all false claims, but results don't lie, right? Now, I don't blame Diddy's attorney for trying to build him up as a victim. But again, these things are traumatic to these victims to the point where they were afraid for their lives. So not only did they have allegedly the assaults happen to them, but they also had to live in fear out of backlash and fear out of saying something to somebody of the recourse and the revenge that will come at the hands of Diddy. If these allegations are true, then this proves that Diddy, you are truly a monster and you should pay severely. But if these allegations are not true, my heart goes out to you, Diddy. I truly apologize. And all of these people making these false allegations should suffer severely. But I think they're true. And I surely hope that the truth will emerge and the truth will set you free. Even you, Diddy. Take care. Until next time, be great. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Be great. But more importantly, be blessed.